we can call in our model, si Miss Rio. Please
Rio,
come in.
please
Yan. And I'm also excited kasi I think it's my first workshop na hindi model yung gagamitin. So it's gonna be really fun.
So Gandoll Rio is actually one of our Gandalls from the campaign, and
Yes.
she joined our Vice Community casting call.
Upo ka na sis. Tama na yung tatayo-tayo tayo dyan. Anyway, yun, I think I've said enough about the collection. I'm really excited about it. What else? Basta ako yung isa sa mga lumait-lait bago lumabas yung product. So,
Yes.
so sana magustuhan nyo kasi kung hindi, medyo nakasalalay pala yung pangalan ko dito, no? Anyway, I think we can move on to the workshop. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, you have to... So of course, you have to clean the face. Na-prep na ng assistant ko yung face ni Miss Rio. And then we can now move on to our first product, which is called the Aqua Grip. This is a primer. I think this is also a first in the local industry because this is, you know, a dupe for something. And the first thing that I noticed about this, because personally I do not like silicone-based primers. I've stopped using it for so many years ago because it doesn't hold the foundation. It makes the foundation slide away. Like, especially for me, because I have really oily skin, I wanted something that would hold the foundation instead of like, yeah, the silicone can kind of smoothen the pores, but in reality, it doesn't hold your foundation. It smoothens your skin, but the foundation sits on top. So we need something that is very dewy, especially, you know, it's the time for dewy skin, fresh skin, healthy skin. So I saw this during consultation and I really liked it because I said it's a beautiful formula which reminds me of that primer, which is nice.
Yeah.
And what's nice also is because this is perfect for people with normal to dry skin, but also for oily skin. It's gonna work amazing. But if you are on the go and you have dry skin, this doubles up as your moisturizer already because it's very shiny, you can see. And then I'm gonna try applying it just on the center and on the highest points of the face. And I'm also using the newest brush from Vice Cosmetics, which also reminds us of something, but I really pushed for them to make this brush because they consulted me. Lagi na lang they consulted me, ang yabang ko naman. Anyway, because they really asked me, like, what is your favorite foundation brush? And I said, this. And they looked for it, and they found an even better version of the brush. If you're gonna check it, it's softer. It's like it's less compact. So, because that other brush is so tight that it can only work with like thicker and like heavier foundations. Well, this one, you can use it for powder, cream blush, everything. And they said that this brush is also like, it mimics like,
the shape of a fingertip.
The shape of the finger. Pero ganito ba kalaki yung finger mo, sis?
Kung giant ka. And what's great about the primer, Jelly, no, is it has a lot of skin-loving ingredients.
Yes. So I think the primer has my favorite ingredient, which is niacinamide, because it can lessen the darkness of the skin because it kind of makes your skin brighter, especially if you have dark spots from acne marks. It can help brighten that. Go for the other ingredients.
It also has aloe leaf extract, which of course offers an anti-inflammatory effect for us. Arginine, which is an essential amino acid known for its anti-aging effects, wound healing, and reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It helps keep your skin firm and plump as well. We also have panthenol, or vitamin B5, and sodium hyaluronate, which both help lock in the moisture in our skin. It also has citric acid to help reduce the signs of aging, like dark spots, fine lines, and wrinkles. It also has mushroom extract for cell regeneration, and lastly, chamomile extract for anti-inflammatory effects.
Basta madami siyang ingredients na pwede niyong kainin. Joke lang. Hindi. Huwag niyo kainin. Basta the primer is really nice because you see, it can get a little bit tacky but not like malagkit na kadiri yung feeling. It just feels tacky because it has to hold the foundation. So it's a little bit, not really super sticky, but you see, your skin looks plumper and initially hydrated because, you know, Because me, I don't like layering so much skincare, whatever. So if I can lessen that and put it in one product, so this doubles as a primer and like a moisturizer for me, which is really, really nice. And then we're gonna move on to one of my favorite products from this collection.
Yes, the Dream Focus Weightless Foundation.
Sabi mo yung Endlezz G.
Endlezz G
Yes.
Dream Focus Weightless Foundation.
Endlezz G or Endlezz Ganda.
Ganda.
So dapat yun ang
Yes.
i-request nyo in life. Sana meron kayong Endlezz Ganda para, you know, para palum-palo lang lagi. I'm gonna use the shade Light Medium 3. So I think, can you share me the shades you have?
So we have Light 1, Light 2, Light Mediums 1, 2, and 3, Medium, Tan, and Deep.
Okay, what I really like about this new collection also is they're kind of leaning, I noticed this personally, that Vice Cosmetics is leaning more into professional side. You know, we don't have the fun shades anymore so much, which we will miss, but I'm also loving where they're going towards to. You know, they want to cater to everyone, and especially they want to make the brand really like stand out from the rest. So now, medyo mas simple na yung names, but it's effective. So as you can see initially, nakita ba natin before and after? Kasi daldal ako ng daldal. But you see a little bit of texture. You see the redness, which is, it's gone on this side, which is beautiful. And I personally love medium buildable coverage of foundations. I do not like full because I want to be the one to build up the coverage with my concealer, with my powder. I don't like it applied na parang tas mawala na yung skin mo. So this one is beautiful kasi wherever you need the foundation most, you just dab it again there and you'll get more coverage. But the rest of your good skin, you can show it. You know, it just feels fresh and it's very lightweight. And you see the brush is working its magic. I really like it. I have it in my kit. And you see it's very easy because the brush blends it already. It's just like that. My personal shade is medium, I think. Pero sana pumuti-puti ako ng konti para maging light medium din ako kagaya ni Ms. Rio.
And what's great about this foundation as well is it has a very innovative technology. The probiotic technology, diba?
May probiotic Shirota strain. Sabi ko sa inyo, anything today pwedeng kainin eh. Kaya sinerban din kayo na madaming pagkain para hindi nyo kainin yung mga foundation. Charot lang.
Ginkgo biloba.
With ginkgo biloba E.
Yes.
Sabi nga nila, yes. Hoy, pero yung totoo, ano talaga yung laman? Explain mo. Baka maniwala
So
na may ginkgo biloba
we
E.
have an innovative probiotic technology, which is also the first of its kind here in the local market, and something we also don't see often in the international market. So we have lactobacillus ferment, as in, it's like Yakult on your face. So it's lactobacillus ferment, which balances out your skin's natural barrier. And it's a good bacteria that protects your skin from environmental stressors and bacteria. It also has maltodextrin, another probiotic technology, which is a plant-based skin conditioning ingredient that helps in maintaining skin's moisture and health.
No, pero walang etos if you're gonna see the skin now, right? It looks fresh, it looks healthy, it doesn't look cakey, and it feels very lightweight because I personally tried it. And it's just amazing how you can achieve a skin like this with just a few dabs with a foundation. And it feels like it could be a foundation that you can use for every day, you know? It's not like anything going crazy or like super sheer na parang kulang. It's just enough for every day.
Is it compatible for oily skin?
Yes, it's very compatible. That's a good question because I forgot to mention. This is water-based. Both products are water-based, so I'm not sure if they have oil, but water-based is a good thing, especially with the weather in the Philippines. You know, it's very lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And water on the skin is good, so you know. And I think that's all I've got to say. It's water-based, that's why it's really good, which I really like.
So water-based primer with a water-based foundation, which makes it easier to work with together. Correct ba, Gandoll Professor Jelly?
Yes. Yun pala, you have to, that's a good trick because you have to find a primer, look up kasi, you have to find a primer and a foundation that works together. Because sometimes, like all the silicone stuff, wala din namang masyadong foundation na may silicone. So, they won't blend together. So sometimes, you feel na parang nag-primer kayo pero it didn't do so much. Well, this one is compatible with each other. So they're made for each other talaga. They're made to be used together. The primer and the foundation. Look up.
All right, we have another question from the
Yes,
audience. Gandoll Japer.
Hello po.
Sawadika.
Sawadika, Noy. Raigan to pinimosyum, charot. So since water-based po yung primer and yung foundation, will it work even with oil-based skincare, like moisturizer na oil-based? Ganon. Hindi po? Or
Personally, I'm not a big fan of everything oil. I don't use face oil for makeup. I don't use moisturizer with thick oil because especially you know that because you do drag and everything with oil will wash out later on kasi it will become, but it's nice if you have as in josang-josa na oil lang yung mga pinapanood natin sa TikTok na parang mga etchos makeup lang yun, perfect yun sa mga oil kasi etchos lang talaga sila. They can live behind the screen but in person you will see them and they look like a hot mess because they're very oily. Kung meron kong gadget ng oil, I'm not against it, but I'm not a fan. So if it works for you, it works for you, but it doesn't work for me. So especially if I do concerts or like big shoots, as in wala talagang oil. Minsan nga din, hindi na din, like, I learned this trick from the makeup artist of Beyonce na pag concert, hindi siya mino-moisturizer kasi magpapawid siya maglalapot si Beyonce, di ba? Because she performs a lot, so they don't use moisturizer. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next product of this collection.
This is the soft filter Endlezz Ganda soft filter translucent powder. Ayan, binuo ko na.
So if you're gonna notice, and if you've seen the product here, it's very finely milled, which is super, super nice. And they're saying that this is not meant for the baking and stuff, but me, I'm okay, just bake, like Deadma. Because the powder is beautiful. But what would be nice before you bake with it is you set the whole face with the powder first, before you bake, para din hindi siya namumuo. So I also am a big fan of setting the whole face. Oh, ganyan siya ka-finely milled, parang nagiging mga ano siya sa hangin. So you just set the whole face first, and you see, it brightens the skin a little bit, but not like crazy white. And it sets the makeup. So you see, you have like a soft focus filter in there, which is beautiful. And it softly mattifies. Ayoko din nung parang dead na matte, yung parang wala na talagang buhay yung balat pag nilagay yung powder.
Yes.
So this one just looks really, really nice and healthy. So you see, now the base is set. Na parang we're complete. We have a primer, we have a foundation, and we have a beautiful powder, which all works together. Kung mahilig kayo sa dewy lang, ganyan, you only set the under eye and the side of your nose and the T-zone, and then just leave this part. But if you want it to last all day, of course, you can set the whole face. Just like this, very thinly. And then, sabi nila hindi daw pwede pang baking, hindi ko sure. Pero ako naman parang deadma lang. Kasi mga Kardashian naman, puti naman yung face nila in reality. Di ba na parang wala nang pakialam yung mga tao sa flashback nowadays. Even me, kasi parang si Nadine, ginagawa powder. Para lang plakado sa picture. May question ba about the loose powder? We need to know what are the nice ingredients about the loose powder.
Yes, so we have 4 skin-loving ingredients in this powder. So
Maganda kaya. Sabi mo, bawal i-bake. Ang ganda kaya. Oh, lagay mo nang ilagay ang
sige,
kinis
gulay
kaya.
ko naman yung Gandoll Professor.
Oh.
So we have rosehip
Sige,
oil.
lakad ka din, ikot-ikot ka sa kanila. Hindi maganda talaga, walang etchos. Lapit ka sa kanila.
Ayan, lapit ka, Gandoll Rio.
Oh. Diyan, oh, table 1. Oh,
Ayan,
lakado talaga,
lapit
walang
siya.
etchos.
Okay, next table.
Next table, parang kuwari de
ito.
bumusis.
Yes, all right. So it has rosehip oil to help give a silky smooth
yes.
texture and to help moisturize and hydrate your skin. It also has ceramides to protect the skin from moisture loss and aids in restoring the skin's barrier function. It has vitamin C as an antioxidant, of course, and an amino acid called lauryl lysine, which helps give the skin a soft and silky smooth texture. And it's also talc-free. Ayun.
Oh yeah, I think that was a big concern for a lot of people.
Yes.
The talc, actually, medyo clueless ako kung anong ginagawa ng talc. Pero I think a lot of people have allergies to talc. So it's important to know. So i-research ko din soon. But basically, this is the first time because this is talc-free. Okay, so far this is the base. And then from here, we're just gonna highlight the... Ito, hindi ko na ginamit, pero I just have a story.
Yes.
This sponge, kasi my assistant, asan yung ano namin, gamit namin? My assistant just sets up, diba? Tapos darating ako sa parang ganyan. So, all this time, I thought I was using my beauty blender, which is the same color. So, it was in the table. So, I was like, okay, beauty blender, ganyan. And then one day, siguro mga after a week of using the sponge, gumulong siya sa harapan ko. Tapos nakita ko may naka-roll na Vice Cosmetics. So all this time, I thought I was using a beauty blender because it felt so good na parang it's the exact thing.
Pang-commercial yung kwento mo.
Yeah, ganda, di ba? Oh, dagdag TF to, ha? Pang-MM ko yung kwento ko. Pero to be honest, it's true. Yun, so nakita ko talaga, gumulong siya talaga sa... Ay,
Gulong ng beauty blender.
Vice Cosmetics pala yung ginagamit ko. I didn't know. Kasi I have the same light pink na sponge na, you know, yun. So yun. And then we also have another sponge, which is this one, which is good for sculpting, like this, which looks like another thing, but it just works. And so...
It just works.
Yeah, so we don't
Based
have
on
any question with that.
preference na lang.
Yeah. But I like them both in my kit because one you use for carving out and like setting. The other one you use for buffing talaga.
Yes.
And then both has this area na pang ganyan-ganyan, which is my favorite. So both super approved and I love them. Does the brush, have I talked enough about it? But I really love it.
Yes.
Now I'm just gonna use it to apply some cream blush, cream products.
Is it si Gandoll Terry? Hello, Terry.
My question is, which do you prefer using when you apply foundation to your clients? Brush ba or sponge?
Personally, I need to have a sponge and a brush. First, you apply with the brush, and then if there are edges that you really need to blend out, you use the sponge. But I don't really like use the sponge to apply it directly because it takes more time. So parang, and especially for me, kasi I'm a working machine na parang pag nandyan na kailangan nakalatag, tapos and then tapos na. So parang gano'n. I don't like yung parang la 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 la. Hindi ako gano'n mag-makeup talaga. Because I mean, some people enjoy it so much. Pag personal, syempre pwede. Pero ako talaga, mabilis talaga ako mag-makeup in real life. So I prefer doing the brush like that, kagaya kanina. Actually, because the brush is so good, I didn't need the sponge na to blend it out. But personally, I need to have it. Para lang, kung may tsaka akong brush na magamit, sponge naman yung pang edges, you know? And like, sponge is just handy to have para din, whatever is not blended will, you know, parang matutulungan ka ng sponge. Now, even if I set it with the powder already, you see, this is a big rule in makeup now. You can't put cream over powder. But now with just the amazing technology of the foundation and the powder, now we can do it, you see, and it's still seamless. And you still put the cream over using just this, sorry, nasabunog na
using
kita.
the
Just using the
multi-ganda.
amazing brush, which I personally love. And they sent me mga more than 5, so I'm happy. And I like doing this now because I like putting the cream on top because you bring back the dewiness on the skin. So you see, I set everything with powder, but if I need it to be dewy, I get it back with the creams. So you see?
Does it do anything for the longevity when you're putting the cream above the powder?
Actually, it's a secret technique from a brand I worked with before na parang they actually use a primer and then they set it with powder and then they put a foundation over it, which I think trended on TikTok. You know this? It's a secret that we've been doing for years. It trended on TikTok, but to be honest, in our weather, it's not, kung ganun kakapal, parang makapal na foundation, hindi siya mag-work for me. Siguro, ano lang din, depende sa tao, but to be honest, just sheer layers will work. Pag makakapal, medyo hindi masyado, pero sheer layers, it could work. And it can make your makeup last longer kasi you have the cream, the sticky primer underneath, you have the foundation, you set it with powder, and then you're just dabbing cream over it. And then you can set it with powder again. So, layer by layer, para kayo nagsa-sandwich ng makeup.
Okay lang.
You said, hi guys.
You said, what did I say? Grabe ka naman.
Yeah. Sabi niyo po kasi, the thinner the better. Ganon. Nandito po tayo ngayon sa Gandoll University. Charot na, huy. May question ako, huy, ano to?
Oh, go.
So ayun po, you said that the thinner the better. Pero what if the skin is textured and may ano siya, discoloration? Is it better pa rin po ba to put thin na ano?
Because what I said nga, I like super thin foundation and then you need to have a full coverage concealer. That is my personal trick. So, kasi even if you have discoloration or anything, not all of your skin is discolored. You have parts of your skin that is good, like your forehead could be good, the under eyes could be good, and if you put foundation all over just to make it even, sometimes it really evens it out. But the problem is, yun nga, pag umiyak ka, hindi na pantay, pinawisan ka, nabubuko ka. So the thinner you do that, and then you just cover the areas that you need it, then, you know, your skin can breathe and it still looks flawless kasi you have an even base, but the areas that need coverage are covered. So it's a thin foundation with a lot of heavy concealers on areas that's needed. So that's how I do my base. So even if you see, parang dito, wala na ako masyadong funda. I don't like applying so much foundation around the face. Para halo agad sa leeg. Para just in case picturean, hindi nabubuko na parang, ay, full pack, ganun. Para mukha lang talagang fresh.
We have another question here from Thea.
Go!
Hello.
Yes po.
Do you have any tips about discoloration or dark marks? Because I find it hard to cover up dark marks on my under eyes and on the sides of my mouth because it tends to look gray throughout the day. So, would you know how to fix that?
Okay, a lot of people think that to brighten a dark spot is to put a lighter concealer. No, that's not the thing. You can put the exact color of the concealer first, exact color or even a deeper tone with may sabi nila peachy undertone, pero ako just a deeper tone would do. And then apply the foundation over it para magpantay. Because everybody thinks na parang, oh, it's so dark, let's put light. It just turns gray. So what you do is you put a deeper concealer in there, try the trick, and then lagyan mo ng darker, and then saka mo patungan ng foundation mo. And then pray to God again. Pero yun, ako ganun ginagawa ko. Pag basta sila, ang itim ng under eye, I go with a deeper, one shade darker than your skin tone. Ganun. Na concealer ha.
Ayun. Okay, we have a question from JC.
Hi. So,
Hello po.
my problem kasi with my base is usually my skin is acidic, so it turns darker. So the foundation turns darker. So what can I do to combat that?
To this day, I do not believe in the... I do not believe. Hindi na ako naniniwala dun sa the foundation turns dark. I think it's the product itself that you have to change. Because if it reacts with your skin that bad, then maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe get a shade that is, yes, lighter, but not necessarily like, you know, jumping ng ganon. But also maybe, sige, get the lighter shade but bronze a lot here. Alam mo yun, para lang din naka-shade ng maayos. Kasi ako, I use products that don't change color anymore. Parang when they say na parang, oh, I want lighter skin. I think it's the product that changes color. So maybe you have to change it. Lahat ba ng ginamit mo talaga nag-discoloration sa'yo? I think kasalanan mo talaga eh. Joke lang. Sorry, pinapawisan na ako. Hindi. Pero kasi I think it's a product. Just try more products and stuff like that. Kasi later on in life, siguro sana bukas mahanap. Baka dito mahanap mo na talaga yung shade mo. Anyway, what I discovered for me, since I have acidic skin as you, I never put super base na. Super base. Kanta yun na. Yeah, so yun. Wait, so here's the look. Ayan, ito na yung look natin for today. Ayan, using the Endlezz G collection, Endlezz Ganda. So, ano pang gagawin ko? Palakpakan everybody.
Ayun. Ano sabi mo, Japer?
Ano pa daw gagawin?
Ang ganda. Do you like the look, Rio? Can you see it?
Hindi yan
I can't see it
nakikita.
pala.
Ay, ito silipin mo
Ayun,
yung
may
sarili
mirror
mo.
doon.
Ayun, pag tumalikod ka, di mo rin makikita.
Ayun. Do you guys like the look on Rio? Yes. Flawless.
So thank you guys for watching and thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed kasi birthday ko talaga today. So ito na, joke lang, hindi ko birthday. But yeah, so those are the products. I hope you enjoy using them as much as we love creating them for you. So yun, that's a secret. I don't think they announced it, but we were consulted in making the products. So, and Vice Cosmetics is really up for something good, and they have so much more to deliver this year and in the coming years. And I hope you become excited with everything that's coming up. Actually, what's nice, I mentioned to them with the primer, is if they add a bit of shimmer to it, so it now looks like a glowy, super glowy base. So, I hope gawin nila yan in the near future. Siguro next week, marirelease na din nila yon, tama ba? Joke lang. But it would be really, really nice to have that. Like a dewy base that has shimmer. That would be really beautiful. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Gandoll Professor Jelly.
Thank you, guys.
That was a G discussion. As in, go na go and give na give. Ayun. Thank you so much to all our students also who participated and listened to Gandoll Jelly. What do you think of the class?
Ang gaganda nila, oh. Charot. Hindi, pero I'm just happy that events like this are happening. You know, I don't think there's this big of an event even before. So I think this is one of the biggest events because I think this is like 80 people who arrived, and I don't think I've done a workshop for 80 people who are really into beauty. So this is a celebration, and I'm happy that you guys are here. I'm happy that the community is getting bigger and it's open for everyone, and Vice Cosmetics is producing all the best products for you guys. So I hope. Yeah.